Welcome to the Metuchen Bulldogs versus South River. This is going to be an amazing game. It's a nice sunny 77-degree day here in Metuchen. It's a very good match. Metuchen coming off its hot start against Highland Park, winning 40-6. John Balesta, Evan Toth, Matthew Flood, Aiden O'Leary, just to name a few, showed off. Everybody on that team did amazing that week. And they're wanting to keep their winning streak alive this game. Meanwhile, South River has not played a single game this season, so this will be their opener. And let's see how Metuchen decides to take on South River. Now, they're pretty even teams from last year. Metuchen went 4-7, while South River went 3-8. So this should be a pretty close matchup. Now, Metuchen kicks off to South River. Metuchen won the coin toss, and they decide to kick off and receive the ball at the half. So now South River will start at the 20. And it is going to be Parker Lane at QB. He is a junior. He was a sophomore last year behind two other quarterbacks, Jeffrey Ferreira and Ryan Kurtz. More importantly, Ryan Kurtz, who had the majority of the attempts, 144. So this will be a good way to see how good Parker Lane is. Let's see if they focus on the running game to start or if they try to switch it up a bit and try to pass it. One in motion, and already there's a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start on the Rams, and that's going to set them back 5 yards. Not so good of a start so far. First and 15 from the 15. Now let's see what they decide to do with the worst field position. See if they still try to run it on first down or if they decide to pass it. One in motion again. It's going to be a sweep, and already some nice yardage. That was Joseph Lepore, the wide receiver, on a jet sweep. Like I said before, Parker Lane, who was just a sophomore last year, he got 12 attempts for 15 yards. He also threw 2 interceptions to no touchdowns. Let's see how he does this year, now that he has the starting role for good. And they decide to hand it off. And that is a nice little gain. That was number 4, Darius Armstrong, the sophomore. And that is going to make it 3rd and 9. So far, an okay start. They had a nice jet sweep, a nice inside run, but I think they have to mix it up a bit. I don't think they could be able to convert on a 3rd and 9 unless they decide to do a tricky run play. But I think this is a good way to test out Lane's arm for the first time this season. One in motion again, like the first play of the game, and they're going to do a fake, and no, sir, he is going nowhere. Wrapped up. That was number 33 on that play from the start. That was Cody Cardillo. Also, number 5, Connor Larson. Both were able to read what was happening, and they were able to get the crucial tackle to make it 4th and 3. If they go for it, they don't have that bad field position, so it's definitely possible. Although it looks like Aiden O'Leary is backing up to get a return. Aiden O'Leary had a very nice game last week. He got 1 touchdown and 3 receptions for 78 yards. And one of those receptions was a 50-yard touchdown. And it looks like they're going to fake it on the first punt of the game, and he makes it. Wow, that was unexpected from South River. I did not see that coming at all. I was expecting them to punt it. I mean, I didn't think that they'd want to shift the momentum, because if that fake punt did not work, then I don't think that would be a good momentum start for South River. So, yeah, that would make them at the 25. But now South River has a fresh set of downs at the 35. Let's see what they do with it. one in motion again. And nowhere. That is number 85. That is Aiden O'Leary all over that.
That was number 2 for South River running the ball. That would be, that was Parker Lane. But,
Penalty against South River, backs the ball up to the 30.
got a penalty on the play, backing the ball back up to the 30. First and 15 for South River.
Now it's interesting to see what they do. Last time it was first and 15 this game, they decided to do a jet sweep, and that ended up getting a solid 5 yards. Looks like they have 3 receivers out. Let's see if they do a run play or not. It's going to be the first snap pass of the game. Rolling out right, decides to run it, and doesn't really get anywhere. Tackled right around the line of scrimmage.
Number 33, Cody Cardillo, was applying pressure from the backside there and flushed him out to the sideline.
Great job by Cody Cardillo. That's the second big play that he's made. First on 3rd and 9, and now on 1st and 15, making sure they don't get any positive gains. Now it is 2nd and 14, only a 1-yard run. Metuchen has been playing great defense so far. The fake punt kind of tripped him up, but I don't think they could run that a second time on the same drive, so it is all or nothing. 2nd and 14, they decide to hand it off, and looks like there's a lot of room, and that's number 4, Darius Armstrong, trying to beat out Dylan Mead, and he does. That is a touchdown for South River, 6-0. Great blocking by everybody on that O-line. Wow. He just showed off his speed right there. That was that was Darius Armstrong, the sophomore.
Yeah, he totally went untouched there, dude. No Metuchen players got a hand on him.
Yeah, seriously, that was some great blocking by South River. But he really just showed off his speed and showed that he could outrun everybody on that team.
Yeah, it did look like Meade might have had a shot with him, but once he hit about the 30 or 40, he was gone.
Yeah. Great blocking. Metuchen's got to adjust for that after they got torn apart on the run. Looks like they were focusing on the pass due to the large field position that they had. So it was 2nd and 14, so they had a long way to go. Let's see if South River can make the extra point. And it is good. Looks like there was a bit of a scuffle trying to block the kick, but the football goes through, and it is now 7-0. That was James on the as kicker, and
yeah. So Henry, that was a tough series there, but Metuchen in the beginning looked like they were playing really good defense, and that one big play, some good blocking, and sprung Armstrong.
Yeah, like you said, there was a lot of great defense before. They were stopping them almost every play, trying to avoid a lot of positive gains. And then all of a sudden, just one big play completely shifted the momentum of South River, and now they have the lead.
It was so, and it all goes back to that fake punt that kept them alive, and they were able to get that first down. So we got O'Leary and Flood back for the kickoff here, for the return.
Now both had amazing games last week. Matthew Flood had 76 yards and 1 touchdown. And I remember that touchdown too. He had to shimmy his way through the offensive line using that elusiveness he has. Very valuable asset to this team, as well as Aiden O'Leary, who's very good in the passing game. He's able to, I remember this one play, he caught it, and it should have been like a 10-yard gain, but he broke a tackle and then just ran all the way to the end zone. So 2 of their most elusive and speedy runners returning the kick. Looks like Matthew Flood is going to take it. Blockers in front. Let's see what he could do with it. And looks like he has a bit of room. Gets down around the 35, maybe the 43, I believe. I thought that was a 30 for a second. Down around the 43. And that was a great run by Matthew Flood. Also, again, great blocking. A lot of good blocking here in this first 3 minutes of play. And let's see what Metuchen decides to do. I mentioned this before. Jordan Littner is the new head coach of this team. This is his second game ever, and he did a great job last game. 40-6 against Highland Park, their rivals. And South River is going to be a bit more of a challenge, as we just saw from that previous run play. But if Metuchen can keep up their momentum from last game, they should be good to go. John?
We got Cardillo lined up in the backfield with Flood. O'Leary's coming in motion.
Looks like Matthew Flood gets a nice little run. And look at that. That's that elusiveness and that quickness I was talking about. He's able to see the hole, go right through it, and shimmy his way to really positive gains. And I believe that was a 10-yard gain, I want to say. And it looks like he had a gain of 5. There was some holes there, and he optimized that, and he was able to turn it into positive yardage. And that is just one of the great things about this running back tandem. Evan Toth and Matthew Flood work great together. Evan Toth, speaking of which, is in the backfield now for Matt Flood, the power back for this team. And it looks like they're going to hand it off to him. Evan Toth muscles his way through to get a first down. And now they have a fresh set of downs around the 50, maybe the 47, South River's 47-yard line.
Yeah, Toth was able to fight through some initial contact after a few yards, and he was able to push his way through for that first down.
Yeah, he did a great job making sure that...
He seems to get a lot of yards after carry, after contact.
Yeah. It's going to be another handoff to Evan Toth. And like you said before, likes to muscle his way through. And it looks like he did. He got a nice, solid, positive yardage, around 3 yards on the play, I want to say. And yeah, that's just something Evan Toth can do. He likes the contact, and he knows that he could fight through the contact. Looks like they're going to put in Matthew Flood again. And this running back tandem showed to be working very, very well last game with both Matthew Flood and Evan Toth. And I'm really hyped to see it again. Matthew Flood's in the backfield now. Looks like they got 2 receivers out, Connor Larson and Aiden O'Leary. Going to motion. And they're going to do a toss to Matt Flood. And he gets the positive gain. I was going to say that there was going to be nothing on that play, maybe even negative, but he was able to shimmy his way to get, I want to say, 2 yards, and now it is a crucial 3rd and 5, and let's see what Metuchen decides to do here.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get stopped in the backfield, and he was able to work his way through it. It seems like they're using Cardillo a lot as a lead blocker, as a point of attack.
Cardillo has been very valuable, not only in the blocking game, but also in the passing game. He caught a touchdown last game. And also on defense, he is a very good player. He had a fumble return last game, which ended up to be crucial for momentum for Metuchen from Highland Park. And let's see what they do on this play. It's going to be a fake to Matt Flood. The first pass by John Balesta, or not. He decides to run it. And look at that! A lot of room. And number 5, that is Connor Larson, blocks it, and John Balesta runs in for a touchdown. It is now almost a tied game. If Daniel Cortez can make the extra point, that was an amazing play. Great blocking by Connor Larson. And great instinct by John Balesta, knowing when to run and when to pass.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to cut it back there for a second, but he stayed along the sidelines and was able to get into the edge zone.
And he was able to just run straight through that defense. He found the hole. Connor Larson was his lead blocker. He did amazing blocking for him. Made sure that the defender could not even touch him, and he ended up getting a touchdown and tying the game up.
Ooh.
And looks like it was about to be blocked there, but it ended up going through.
South River gave some pressure on the edge there. It was really close, but Cortez converts on the extra point.
Yeah. And we were saying this last game, Daniel Cortez is known for being, was a known for being a very good kicker during practice. Ike saw him nailing 50-yarders during practice, which is very impressive. At an NFL level, that's very impressive. At a high school level, it's phenomenal.
Well, I do believe Cortez, who came over from St. Joe's last year, I think he had a 50-yarder last year during the season.
Wow, that is...
It was really good. Metuchen gets him back. It really improves the kicking game, and it gives a different element to Metuchen.
Yeah.
If I do recall last year Metuchen really didn't have much kicking. A lot of times they would try to go for the 2 instead of kicking, so it really is a nice addition to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's what's good about kicking stability. People don't really think about it that much, but if you have a good kicker, you could, like you said, go for those extra points, go for those like long field goals that you normally wouldn't be able to go for. Like if you could trust your kicker, that opens up a lot of options in crunch time.
Cortez kicking off here, and this is another place where he's valuable, is returns. When he can kick it into the end zone, South River might not be able to get a return here.
Yeah, last kick it was a touchback. Let's see what he does here. And it ends up also being a touchback.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Yep.
South River decides that it's a better idea not to touch it and just let it go to the 20. And normally in the NFL, if you get a touchback, it goes to the 25. But since it goes to the 20 here in high school football, you really have to think about whether you want to take it back or not. Because if you decide not to take it back, you're not going to get as good field position as you would in like an NFL game per se. So they really have to think about whether they want to return it or not. And like you said, Daniel Cortez, very valuable in the kicking game. So he can make it so it gets a touchback almost every time and makes it so they get not as good field position as they would if it got kicked before the end zone.
Yeah, you don't see that much in high school, a kid with that good of a leg.
Yeah. And it looks like it's going to be handed off and not. Wow, that was amazing. That was Darius Armstrong who got that touchdown earlier. It looked like he was going to be tackled in the backfield, but he shakes a Metuchen defender off and ends up getting a bit of positive yardage right there. Gets a gain of 2.
It looks like Flood and Ballester came in on that tackle at the end. I'm not sure who made the initial contact in the backfield.
Yeah, great job by Darius Armstrong for not only being able to use that speed to outrun defenders, but also having power to shake them off if anything goes wrong with the offensive line. So let's see how they use him on this play. In the backfield still tight. There are 2 receivers on the top of your screen. Let's see if they decide to run it. Looks like they're going to call a timeout. And it's going to be on South River. And there's about half left in the first quarter. 5 minutes and 27 seconds. And already a touchdown by each team. And a long one at that. And I said this at the beginning of the game, that it is going to be a very close one because both teams are pretty equal in talent, especially from last year. But last year was a completely different team for not only Highland Park, but for Metuchen. Metuchen had a lot of great seniors like Rocco Dagon, A.J. Perillo. They had Steven Mielsen. And all of them are gone off to college, so they really have to find replacements for them. And it looks like they have in Matt Flood, Evan Toth, John Ballesta, Aiden O'Leary. They've all been very, very good successors to this team. And they really bring the explosiveness that all of the other players I just mentioned had. So this new look Metuchen team is looking very good on defense and on offense. And as long as they don't allow any other big plays to happen, it looks like Metuchen is doing very well on defense. So let's see what they decide to do after the timeout. Looks like they have a fullback and a tight end blocking, and it's going to be a run play. And oh my God, that is a lot of room. Decides to muscle his way almost to a first down. For a second, I thought he was going to maybe juke out to the left and maybe try to get some really, really long yardage. It looked like there's a hole there, but he decided to just power through and use that, use the strength that he has to get a first down, and he did. That was a great job by Darius Armstrong.
Yeah, that's Armstrong again. He's going to be trouble all day, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. From what I've seen so far, he is going to be very, very annoying for Metuchen. And the scariest part is he's only a sophomore, so there's a lot of growth for him. Already been shocking everybody with powerful run after powerful run after touchdown. So let's see how they utilize him for the rest of the game. But it's only early in the game, only the first quarter, so anything could happen. And it looks like that there's a broken tackle. Looks like Aiden O'Leary almost got him, but Parker Lane decides to power through, or excuse me, James decides to power through and get to around the 40-yard line. So that was a great job by him being able to break the tackle by Aiden O'Leary. So far, the offense of the Rams seems to be working very, very well, not only with the passing game, but the running game with Darius Armstrong. They're able to do these quick passes with Lane, get him out to their speedy receivers. So let's see what they do here. They got a receiver running on a jet sweep, and he goes to the right and gets hit hard by Evan Toth. He does not want any of that, and he gets taken down after about 5 yards on the play. And it looks like he was going to get some nice yardage there after he turned around and started running up the middle. But the Metuchen defense said no to that.
Yeah, that was number 2, James again, running the ball for South River.
Yeah, and great job by both Lane brothers. I'm assuming they're brothers, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, James. I think that's James, not Lane. Parker Lane's the quarterback.
Yeah, some mix-up in the rosters here. Parker Lane, number 8, about to take the snap. And they have a spread formation, 5 receivers out. And what is he going to do? He gets sacked! That's what he's going to do. He can't do anything. Metuchen collapses in. They were expecting a run, and they ended up spreading out. So what do? They come all in on a blitz, and they sack him as soon as he got the ball. That was great job by Metuchen. Great job by Jordan Lettner reading how they're going to do it. And he knew they were going to do a quick pass, but that means they just have to get to the quarterback quicker, and he had no time to react. It's going to be 4th and 6, and they're going to punt it, or at least I hope so. They went for a fake punt at the very beginning of the game. And let's see if they do it again. Probably not, but if they do, that'd be quite a surprise. Aiden O'Leary in the backfield, hoping he gets the ball this time. And they are...
We got some whistles here. I'm not sure what the call is going to be here.
If it was...
False start on South River.
It's a false start on South River.
That's going to set him back 5 yards and going to make it even tougher to punt it. Going to give Metuchen 5 yards better field position. So... if they had any thoughts of faking it, that has gone down the toilet because they are way too far back to even think about doing that. Now let's see. Not to mention, by the way, the quarterback is also the punter. So that's definitely excuse me, I read the number wrong. That is actually Joseph Leopold who is kicking off.
Yeah, he's punting, so it looks like they have their actual punter in the game right now. So it looks like there'll be no shenanigans right now. Whoa.
Or not. Oh. And he decides to kick it anyways. And they're just going to let it bounce. And that's going to work out poorly for Metuchen. And they get back at the 23. And that was actually a very good play call by the South River Rams, being able to look like it was about to be a fake. And since they've done it before, Metuchen will believe it. And they end up kicking it off. A nice kick, but Aiden O'Leary was not ready. And it ended up being good for South River. So
yeah, we've been seeing that out of a few teams where the punter will roll out, make it look like it's a possible run and kick it, and that's, I guess, to get a little away from get a little away from the punt pressure.
And that's the thing about high school football. Anything could happen at any moment. They could go for it on 4th and 10. They could fake punt it. And you really have to expect the unexpected if you're Metuchen or if you're South River or any team in high school. So let's see how Metuchen decides to handle this. Evan Toth, the running back, lining up at receiver. And it looks like they're going to sweep it with him or not. They're going to use him as a lead blocker, and it doesn't really get anywhere. Good effort by John Balesta. And it ends up going back a yard or 2.
Yeah, not much going on there. Well, it looks like we might have a Metuchen player getting up slow.
And that is going to be... I can't really... And it looks like he is getting up. I believe that's Aiden O'Leary from what I could see from here. And it looks like it is Aiden O'Leary, one of their most important wide receivers, alongside Connor Larson. So Larson should be taking receiver 1 duties if Aiden O'Leary cannot play. But looks like he was fine. He just needed a couple seconds to get up. So Let's see what Metuchen does after the timeout. Or maybe it was an injury timeout, so it doesn't
It was the
count for
official's
Metuchen.
timeout, so I don't think it counts. But that's the problem Metuchen runs into in some of these other smaller schools. When you have so many kids going both ways, there's definitely more chance of injury and fatigue. So hopefully O'Leary's fine. He looks pretty good on the sideline. He's getting a drink, so he'll probably have to sit out a series, and then hopefully he'll be right back in.
Yeah, I feel like every game one of Metuchen's players ends up getting some sort of injury, whether it's minor and they come back later in the game or it's major. So that's the thing, like you said, about smaller schools. It's always very important that you try to keep your best players healthy. So looks like they're going to put a lot of blockers in the pocket. Let's see what they decide to do. And they fake it. John Balesta passes it to Cody Cardillo, and Cardillo gets a nice bit of yards. I want to say 5 on the play, and it's going to be around 3rd and middle. So let's see what they decide to do, if they want to pass it again or they want to hand it off to either Toth or Flood. And that is a gain of 6. It's going to be 3rd and 4th, and it's going to be a tough play call here for Lettner if he wants to run it or pass it.
3rd and 4 from the 28.
Metuchen getting ready. Doesn't really take much time to think about it. Cardillo and Matthew Flood in the backfield. And Connor Larson on the left along with Aiden O'Leary, who seems fine now.
Well, we got a timeout called on Metuchen, so you're right. They're probably going to rethink this.
Yeah. It's a very crucial play. And if they do end up going short and they punt it, it's going to be pretty good field position for South River. They're probably going to take it around the 50. So they're trying to make sure that nothing like that happens. So they're going to talk it over.
Again, a reminder to join us for Friday Night Lights, Friday, September 30th. Football.
Well, it seems like the Metuchen, when they roll Balester out after that long run, the defense has to respect that. And that's what opened up that passing lane for Cardillo to get that nice gain, a 5-6 yard pass.
Yeah.
So I would be curious to see if Metuchen goes right back to it here. It seems to be working.
Yeah, from what I've seen so far, whenever John Balesta decides to run out, whether it's left or right or anywhere, it always seems to be positive yardage, whether he takes it himself, whether he passes it. And that's what's so dangerous about a running quarterback. You never know what he's going to do. So it looks like they have about the same formation as last time. They hand it off to Flood, and Flood
Oh, we got a fumble on
and
the
it's
play.
a fumble. And let's see what the ref says. Let's see who got it. And it's going to be South River ball. And that is going to be a dangerous turnover for Metuchen. Going to put him at the 35 with amazing field position. So Metuchen's defense is to lock up. So
originally it looked like Manley had come up with that ball, but I guess it looks like we have another injury. We got a player not coming up.
That's gonna.
It's one of the offensive linemen.
That's gonna be Kyle Johnston.
Kyle Johnston,
the guard and the linebacker.
Yeah, Kyle. I remember Kyle was younger. He came in as a running back originally with Pop Warner, and then they moved him to offensive line, and he's been doing a nice job. He's coming off now a little hobbled. Looks like he might have twisted an ankle or knee. But this should be interesting for Metuchen, who they're going to put in here. They have a little depth on offensive line, but they do have a lot of guys going both ways.
Yeah, the offensive line is crucial for Metuchen based on how many times they run the ball. I've only seen a couple passes by John Balesta. But like I said before, every time he does pass the ball, it seems to be good. Last game, John Balesta passed the ball 6 times, and it was completed all 6 times for a total amount of yards for 117 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. A very good game by John Balesta, considering the amount of attempts he had, and he did not waste a single opportunity. It looks like they're going to sub Kyle Johnson in for, that is Ben Mueller.
Oh, now we're on defense now, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we forgot about that fumble.
Yep.
Wish it wasn't a fumble.
Yeah, and let's see what South River decides to do with their great field position. And they're going to do a quick pass, and that is going to be incomplete, or they rule it a fumble. So that is not good for the Rams.
It was a backwards pass that bounced, so the ball was still live. So they lost about 5 on that play, maybe more.
Yeah, that was not good by Parker Lane right there. He passed it too short, And then it looks like the receiver was thinking it was going to be incomplete, but ends up getting pummeled because of it. And it is now 7-7. Great tackle by Metuchen. It's going to stop him, and it's going to bring him back around 5 yards. So,
well, South River got really lucky there on that ball that he was able to handle it because that ball was live, and it could have been a fumble if he didn't handle that. So South River got very lucky right there.
That could have gone horribly wrong for Metuchen if it didn't bounce into his hands.
Yep.
Excuse me, horribly wrong for South River if it didn't bounce in his hands. Yeah, Metuchen would have been able to get the ball back and resume right where they left off.
So I have to say, I like how Metuchen, they're using a ball control offense. They're not throwing much. They're relying on their offensive line and blocking, and I think this is what they're going to have to do all season.
Yeah.
You know, they're a little undersized compared to a lot of the teams on their schedule.
Yeah, Metuchen honestly has been doing a great job on defense and offense, been able to move the sticks constantly. Aside from that one fumble, they've been doing a great job, whether it's a big play by John Balesta or small little gains. They've been able to keep consistent on offense as well as defense. That defense, besides that one very good run by Darius Armstrong, they've been able to keep put and force the punt. So let's see what Metuchen does on defense. They now swap sides, so now the Rams have to start on the right side of the field rather than the left. And now that Metuchen had some time to breathe and think about it, they might be better on defense. And honestly, I'm kind of curious to see what South River decides to do after the timeout, after the end of the quarter.
Well, they should just keep feeding the ball to Armstrong. And
Yeah,
this is what they're doing right now.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job. Look at him power through those runners like they're nothing. And that is going to be a 9-yard gain. And that's not really going to do much to him. That's really going to bring him back to right where they started. It's going to be around third and 10. And it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 12 from what I'm seeing right now.
Third and 13.
The South River quarterback really hasn't thrown downfield at all. Parker Lane, he hasn't thrown anything, or just I think he's had two screen passes, nothing really downfield. I'm curious to see what his arm looks like.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see that too, because I said at the beginning, Parker Lane, this is his first real opportunity to show what he's made of, and he hasn't really gotten much opportunities aside from a couple quick passes. So let's see how he does on the deep ball, and this is a perfect
we got a
opportunity
flag on the play here.
Looks like it's going to be a delay of game for South River, going to bring him back 5 yards. So this is going to be the perfect time to make it so they could test out Parker Lane's arm and see what he's really made of.
He's got a pretty cool name there, Parker Lane, don't you think?
Parker
Like a
Lane.
superhero or
Yeah,
action
that's what I was
hero?
thinking,
Like
Parker
I would
Lane,
go
like
see a
Lois
Parker.
Lane.
I would go see a Parker Lane movie, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would too. Parker Lane. It's a funny name. Yeah.
So let's see what happens here. It looks like they're going to have to throw 3rd and long here.
Yeah.
But then again, I'd watch. Maybe they'll give an inside handoff to Armstrong here.
And they decide to do the pass it, and Cody Cardillo immediately pressures him, and he dumps it off to number 2. That is James. And Cody Cardillo knew what was happening from the second that ball was snapped and didn't let anything happen. Parker Lane was excited. He wanted to throw the ball deep. He wanted to show off his superhero strength, but instead he ended up getting tackled as soon as the ball was snapped. That was amazing by Cody Cardillo.
Okay, well, so let's see what they do here. Let's see if they're going to actually punt the ball or go for it. I don't see who's back there. Parker Lane's. Well, no, number 1, LePure is back, so it looks like maybe they will punt it.
Looks like a quick substitution for Metuchen. And let's see how the punt goes. Let's see how Aiden O'Leary can do. He's had some pretty good punt returns before from last game. And are they going to fake it or
nope.
not? Nope. They punt it off to O'Leary, and it ends up bouncing in the right way. And South River picks it up before it could go any farther.
Yeah, it's about the 21. It's a tough ball to field. You really don't want to come up on it and take a chance. You got so field position there.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to Metuchen cuddling up, seeing what play they're going to do to start their drive. If they're going to maybe do a play action to throw him off guard, a quick pass with John Balesta, or maybe they're going to run it to Evan Toth or Matt Flood. The possibilities are endless with this new running offense. John Balesta also can hold his own in the passing game. He's thrown some pretty good balls last game. So this is really just a very versatile offense. So it's really exciting to see what they do every play. So
Well, it looks like Kyle Johnson's back in at guard. So that injury didn't look like it was much of an injury. He's back from that the twisted ankle, which is good news for Metuchen.
it is. He's one of the best guards on the team. Starting on the offense.
Not a
And
flag.
it looks like it's going to be a flag on Metuchen. That's going to bring him back 5. And now they really have to get creative with their play calling. Going to be 1st and 15. If they want to do a play action, I could see that happening. Or maybe they'll do a simple run play to get the momentum started. Get the juices flowing for Evan Toth and Matt Flood. Looks like Toth is in the backfield right now.
Those are the type of penalties that really get a coach frustrated, especially when you're a ball-controlling team and your offense is geared around it.
Toth muscles through and ends up going down around the 20. And last game, Matt Sadowski, number 22, number 21, actually got ejected last game. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Evan Toth does with this new opportunity. He was 3rd on the depth chart and now has moved to 2nd after the ejection.
And he really took advantage of the opportunity last week, and I think he ran for about 80 yards.
Yeah, he actually led the team in yardage. He got 1 touchdown on 8 attempts and 89 yards. That's about an average of about 10 yards per run, which is very impressive. So he definitely made the most out of his opportunities.
So us old-timers would say, you wonder if Stefosi's going to get Wally pipped and replaced by Evan Toth in the backfield.
Looks like that there's offsides on South River, which is going to bring Metuchen up 5, so it's going to be 2nd and 7.
So that's, I was just informed that's an encroachment on the defense. There's no offsides in high school football. But for us old-timers, sounds like offsides.
Yep. Now, 2 receivers out. That's Connor Larson and Aiden O'Leary from bottom to top. And let's see what they decide to do here. And it's going to be a run play with John Balesta. Seems to be working out. Ball might have come out or not. Looks like that he kept it and came to the ground and got some nice yardage.
It's going to be close to a first down. He kept it, followed his right guard and tackle. Oh, looks like it is a first down for Balesta.
It's a first down for Metuchen. And after the false start and the encroachment, it is going to be a new set of downs for Metuchen and new opportunities. Balesta coming back to the huddle to see what play he's going to give his team. Now, Jordan Lettner, from what I've seen so far, has been doing amazing with his creative play calling. Also, his brother, Scott Lettner, is also the assistant coach. Probably some chemistry there. Some great job by the coaching staff coming up with these creative play calls to get everybody involved in the offense. And looks like they're actually going to time out now.
Their second of the first half.
Seems like Metuchen is just really relying much on a ball control offense. A lot of runs, not much passing, some little play action.
Yeah, they're doing very well keeping the ball and making sure South River doesn't have it. And soon enough, they'll be at the end zone, getting that touchdown. And the ball control really works well for Metuchen because they have a lot of running threats. They have John Balesta, Evan Toth, Matt Flood. So many options that they could do to keep the ball going, get that first down, move the chain slowly.
The time possession is going to help them with an undersized team like this, and especially you want to keep that Armstrong kid off the field, who has been giving Metuchen fits.
Yeah, he has been the key to that offense on South River. They really had no depth behind him as far as I could see. So South River is really relying on Armstrong. So if they could focus on the run, I think that would be good for Metuchen on defense. And they just need to make sure it stays out of his hand for as long as possible. It looks like they're going to do a quick pass to Aiden O'Leary. And O'Leary looks like he got some room. Breaks the tackle. Keeps going down at the logo. Right at the 47. Aiden O'Leary moving, shifting, finding any way possible to get a first down. And
That's
he does
a perfect way to describe it. He is shifty. It looked like a few times he might be caught, but he makes a quick little move inside, outside. It was a nice play by Ballesta. And once again, if you look, they don't throw the ball far downfield. They take what's given for them. They take safe, secure passes, and they're looking to control the ball.
And it seems to be working out very well for them. Aiden O'Leary, I saw something similar to that last game, broke a ton of tackles to get that touchdown earlier. And looks like Evan Toth with a nice run of his own. And he gets down at around the 40, maybe the 43. And nice run after nice run by both Aiden O'Leary and Evan Toth. And they are just, like you said, taking what's given to them and getting these very good yards. Looks like it's almost going to be a first down. And they have very manageable field
It was
position.
really nice blocking on that play. He wasn't touched until about 5 or 6 yards after that carry, and he was just really tripped up. He had a chance of breaking that if he wasn't tripped up. A really nice run there by Toth.
Yeah, amazing run by Toth. Also amazing blocking by the O-line. This O-line has been doing a great job this game. And for plays like these, too, Matt Flood gets the first down. And Matt Flood and Evan Toth are just able to, like you said, control the ball, get those first downs, and make sure that Armstrong does not touch it one bit. And they are getting first down after first down. Just such consistent offense, such consistent play calling.
Yeah, this offensive line is doing a nice job. They got a sophomore, number 64, Montemerno, in there. Their center is a senior, Manley. You got number 55, another senior, Patrick Miller. You got Kyle Johnston in there also. It's a nice unit. They're doing a really nice job here.
They really are. Not to mention Cody Cardillo, who's playing fullback right now, also doing great job blocking in the running game. Looks like Ballesta's going to roll out and get sacked or not. He stays in and still loses yardage, but not as much as he would if he didn't break that tackle. He could have thrown it out of bounds, but he just has that confidence and the cockiness to always try to go for the extra yards, and that's just so important in a football player. Always trying to go for the extra yards.
Number 6 from South River, Stefaro, putting pressure coming from Ballesta's left side. We kind of just jinxed the offensive line by saying how well they were playing,
Yeah,
and they
not gonna win.
they give up almost give up a sack there.
Yeah. And it looks like they might want to pass it here on 2nd and 15. I see O'Leary and Larson on the bottom of our screen. And it looks like they're going to actually sweep it to Evan Toth. And really nothing there. Evan Toth was able to muscle out a couple extra yards, but it's still behind the line of, behind the original line of scrimmage, which was 1st and 10. So it's now 3rd and 11. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Metuchen does. Are they going to time out here?
Yeah, Cardillo's coming back in for Lenny Dromeski, who they use as a tight end. That's the play we saw a lot last year. They do the fake pitch counter that was really successful last year, Stefanski. It just seemed on this play it got a little bogged down on the handoff.
It's going to be very interesting to see what they do on 3rd and 12. 3rd and long. Evan Toth in the slot, and it looks like they're going to sweep him. And Evan Toth is open, catches it, and he's fighting through defenders, still up, trying to go for that first down, and he's tackled at around 3 yards short, maybe 4 yards short, and that puts Metuchen in much better field position. And they might be able to hit a field goal from here if they trust their kicker enough, which I sure do. He's been nailing 50s from St. Joe's. Or maybe they want to go for it. It's very short field position. It's going to be 4th and 3.
I'll tell you, Toth really bullied his way. You know, it looked like he was only going to have a short gain on that, and he really did. It took 3 or 4 people to take him down. But he looks like he's a little shaken up coming to the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. But hopefully he'll get back in the game. Now a big loss.
Yeah.
If he is hurt.
Maybe.
But he's moving around pretty good, so the trainer's going to check him out.
Oh.
Ooh, what do we got here? We got a timeout, Metuchen.
Looks like he does look a bit shooken up. Could just be because he broke like 4 tackles.
Exactly. Yeah, most people would be shooken up after that.
Yeah.
The week of lights returns to Metuchen High School. The final week of
And let's see what they decide to do on 4th and 3. It's their last time out, the Bulldogs' last time out of the quarter. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they decide to do, whether they run it with Flood or if they decide to pass it to O'Leary, a quick pass, they decide to run it with Ballesta. I've said this many times today, and I'll say it again. This offense is so versatile that they could really run any play they want.
But let's see what they're doing. They're coming out. They're not going to kick. Doesn't look like they kick. They're going to go for it. It's 4th and 3. The offense has been moving the ball, so they're pretty confident in it. The running game's doing a good job. Well, what do we got here? You might want to sweep Ballesta to the right, to the short side of the field. You have single coverage on the outside over here with who's that? Connor Larson, who's a nice big target. But it should be interesting to see what goes here. Oh, we got a flag on the play.
I think that might be encroachment.
It's a false start against Metuchen.
A false start on Metuchen. That's going to bring him back 5 yards.
That's going to hurt. That hurts. This is once again stuff that gets coaches crazy.
Yeah, that really.
You practice all summer. You hope things like this isn't going to happen. Listen to the snap count, and then in a 4th and 3, all of a sudden now, boom, you got a punt.
Yep. And that, like I was going to say, it limits their options. Like, if they wanted to go for it, it'd be a lot harder. And I don't blame them for punting it here. Like, it would be very dangerous if they did go for it. It'd give them good field position. But instead, they decide to play it safe, and it's going to get punted. It's going to be Daniel Cortez.
Yeah, when you got a punter like Cortez, why not punt it? He's an excellent punter. He has a great leg. Well, let's see what happens here.
And it's going to be punted out of bounds. Or maybe it'll stay inbounds, and that's going to be a great punt around the 13-yard line, and that's going to give South River bad field position. So only 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock.
It's funny, as you say, it's a great punt, and you see Cortez is coming off. He's not happy with himself right there. he was looking to, you see he's upset. He was looking to get into the corner there, hoping to pin him down a little down in between the 5, but that's okay.
Yeah,
he's shaking his head. He knows he got that off the side of his foot a little.
Yeah, he was trying to go for one of those punts that goes inside the 5. Yeah. It's better than a touchback, though, so I'll take it.
Yep, okay. Well, it looks like South River got up there to hurry up, and here we go. Handoff to the likely suspect again, Armstrong.
Yeah, Armstrong has been doing a great job this game. He's been muscling his way through. He's been speeding his way through. And he's pretty unstoppable so far, but Metuchen has found a way to stop him on this play. And like I said before, there's only like 4 minutes left on the clock. It's ticking down as we speak, so they really have to hurry it up. They can't do too many run plays. Maybe they do some passing plays with Armstrong, try to get some gains quickly. It's going to be pretty hard with the time crunch. And they're going to hand it off. And look at Armstrong. And he shoves a defender down. And that is going to be a first down, I believe.
That's the tackle. Nice open field tackle by Isaiah number 25, Isaiah Stocker. That could have been trouble.
Yeah. And it looks like one of them is shaking up number 22. That is John Ballesta. That's not a good person you want to see shaken up after a tackle. He's their lead quarterback. So if he got out, that would really eliminate part of their offense. It would really eliminate their running part. Being able to scramble out. That's such a valuable asset in a quarterback. So they would not want to lose him. But he looks fine, so Metuchen should be fine. Also something to note, Evan Toth seems to be back in the game at safety. Armstrong takes the handoff, finds a hole, and gets the first down.
Cardillo on the tackle there hit him a little early, close to the line of scrimmage. Did a nice job. So we got under 3 minutes.
Second and almost 9.
It's going to be very interesting to see what they decide to do here.
I guess my money would be on Armstrong again, right?
Yeah. Although
hopefully you had him on your fantasy team this week, right? The high school fantasy team.
And they're going to actually pass it. That's the deepest pass I've seen all day, and it is
Oh.
off.
Oh,
But there
we
might
got
be pass interference on the play.
Oh,
That is going
boy.
to be game-changing for the Rams. It's going to be on number 6. That is Dylan Mead, the cornerback.
That was a tough play there. Like, I don't know if it was catchable or not. It's hard to see, but
Yeah.
doesn't matter, of course, if it was. But
From what I saw, it looks like the ball was in a difficult place to catch without the PI, but
yes.
looks like he might have put a hand on him. Nevertheless, it's a pretty big shot from Metuchen, and it's going to be hard to come back from this. The clock stops at 2:22. South River has a timeout essentially to work with, a time to like break and catch their breath. So looks like they're going to pass it again, and inaccurate, and that is going to be out of bounds.
Yeah.
2nd and 10, only 3 seconds off the clock. And this is basically the 2-minute drill for Lane Parker, or Parker Lane. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if there's 19 seconds left on the clock, more than 2 minutes. I still consider this the 2-minute drill. So this is going to be a good opportunity for Parker Lane to show off his strength, show off his arm, see what he could do in the clutch time.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not doing a little more play action to using Armstrong in play action to buy them a little more time. We'll see what happens here. Armstrong's in the backfield. They're at his shotgun.
It looks like they're actually going to hand
inside
it off to him, a
handoff.
draw play. And that draw is turning out to be very good.
Oh.
And they get and Darius Armstrong gets tackled inside the 45 into opponent's territory. And that is going to bring him up a ton. Clock is still running. They might want to do this quickly, but they also have 2 timeouts, so they can take their time a bit. So let's see what play they decide to go for here. Darius Armstrong seems to be a bit tired out after that run. After a great run, really shifted the momentum here. It looks like they were kind of in a rut with the passing
Armstrong's
game.
heading to the sidelines. I think he might have just threw up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, for the fans at home. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty.
Yeah, oh, yep,
yeah,
there he goes.
There it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. It reminds me of. Do you remember last year? Henry's not going to like this story, but I'm going to tell him. I was doing the announcing, and it seemed like there was an injured player, and Henry announced that here comes an ambulance. He goes, the ambulance is coming down the field, and then after second glance, Henry corrected himself and said, it's only a FedEx truck.
Yep,
I love that. That was a lot of fun.
that.
I've been giving Henry a hard time for about a year about that one.
Yeah.
But Armstrong, he's out over. He's in the shade right now, off to the sidelines. This is going to be if he can't come back to the game, this is going to be a big blow for South River. You know, Metuchen at halftime, if they go into that locker room, the coach is going to have to try to figure out something, how to deal with Armstrong if he comes back. Maybe they put a spy on him. Maybe they switch from a 3-5 to a 4-3. So
this is going to be a huge blow to the offense. So they were really one-dimensional with Darius Armstrong, if I'm being honest.
That's what we've seen. You're 100% right. You know, the superhero Parker Lane really, he hasn't done much. You know, so we'll see what happens now with Armstrong out of the game.
I know I said before this 2-minute drill is his opportunity to show off, but now it's really his opportunity to show off. Oh my God! What a pass by Parker Lane, and there it is.
He
touchdown!
Touchdown. He definitely heard us, and if he did hear us, he's probably pointing out up to the booth to show us what we did.
Wow, and that was a great throw by Parker Lane. I'm sorry we ever doubted him.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect
How could
pass.
we doubt a guy named Parker Lane?
Exactly.
That's on us.
That's on us.
Totally on us.
Yeah. Joseph Leopold was able to make the catch and able to bring it to the end zone, but that was just such a phenomenal throw by Lane. That was about 30, 40 yards downfield, and he was able to get it on the money, perfectly placed, and that is going to bring him up 6.
The receiver ran right under it. He did a really nice job. Right under it, laid it up for him to catch it. And, that really hurts Metuchen. A play right there near the end of the half really hurts.
Yeah.
Now they're on for the extra point, number 2, which is James is their kicker.
And let's see if they can make it a 7-point game.
Oh, we got flags on the play.
There's a flag. If it's on Metuchen, they might be able to decline it since the kick did go through. It could be roughing the kicker from what I'm seeing. Looks like going to be encroachment, so that's actually going to make it even easier. And let's see if Metuchen decides to go for it now with the better field position right at the goal line. It's definitely possible. Or they might decide to kick it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for the extra point again. We'll see what happens.
And it's good. Or not. It hits the crossbar.
Off the crossbar.
Oh, that is tough for South River.
Wow.
For a second, I thought that was going to go straight through the uprights, and then I heard a bong, and nope.
Rams 13, the Bulldogs 7.
And this
one of the few times a penalty works out for you, right?
Yep.
They go to kick it again, and that's what happens.
It's like it was planned. Anyways, Metuchen now has 1 minute and 34 seconds to see if they could either get a field goal or a touchdown. They can't really run it since they don't have any timeouts unless they want to try and get out of bounds, but this is a perfect chance to show off John Balesta's arm. It's the 2-minute drill here. Let's see if he can make a throw like Parker Lane did a couple minutes ago. And it looks like Leitner is talking about it with the team and seeing what he decides to do here.
Yeah, they're going to look for they need to get a nice return here. That's what's really important. You got Flood back there. You got who's number 3? You got Jason Woods is on there. He's out in the corner. And who else? Aiden O'Leary. So Metuchen's looking for a big return here. I'm curious to see what South River does here. Are they going to squib it, not squib it? But who's up front here? We got number 88.
Mm-hmm.
That's Lenny Dromiski. Number 57. We have Kyle Johnston out there on special teams looking to make some blocks for Metuchen.
Couldn't help but notice that most of these guys are either offensive linemen or tight ends. So they're trying to get the best return they could possibly get.
But it's tough for these kids. A lot of these kids are going both ways, and they're also on special teams on a hot day like this on the turf. It does take a lot out of you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got injured on this play due to the amount of physicality that's about to happen. They do squib it, as a matter of fact. And Matthew Flood looks like he's going to get a good return there.
It was kicked towards offensive guard Ben Mikulishin, number 52, and he thought about it for a second picking it up, and then he had second thoughts and remembered, hey, I'm an offensive lineman here. Let's let Flood pick it up.
Yeah, and it ended up doing good. They took 5 seconds off the clock, but they now have the ball at the 32-yard line. And you see Daniel Cordes getting ready, practicing his kicks on the sideline. So it looks like they're going to be looking to do a field goal here at least, if not a touchdown.
They need to get a lot of yardage to get into anybody's range right here.
Yeah.
With 1 minute and 29 left. Let's see what happens.
Toth in the slot, as well as 3 other receivers out wide. And it looks like Toth is actually going to get motion. They're going to hand it off to him. And what is he going to do? He's going to try to get out of bounds maybe, or he just, oh my God, he's still up, and that is an amazing run by Evan Toth.
I'll tell you,
and
Toth, we got flags on the play, number 52
Toth
from Metuchen, Ben Mikulishin.
Oh God.
There was some stuff going on after the play. I'll tell you, Toth runs like a little bulldozer downhill, but he is shooken up. He was shooken up before. This doesn't look good. I'll tell you, he's a really, really hard runner. And unfortunately, this is what happens when you don't go down. You take a lot more hits. But let's see what the penalty. It looks like it was number 52 for Metuchen. I'm not sure who was involved with it on in South River. But well, this is tough. This is hopefully Toth will be okay.
Gonna be a tough loss.
He's still down. Like I said, and this is what we run into when you have players playing both ways, hot turf. It takes a beating. He just got up, Toth. He looks like he's going to be okay, but he was playing free safety. He's playing a little linebacker. He's really not coming off the field, so it takes a toll on them.
Yeah.
But let's see what the penalty was. I guess it's a personal foul. And that's going to bring Metuchen all the way back to the 28.
Still a great run by Evan Toth, though. But
And unfortunately, like I said, these are things that get coaches crazy when you have penalties like that, personal fouls, things like that that are unnecessary that put your team in a hole.
Now let's see what Metuchen does. Now Matthew Flood in, and he goes nowhere.
Yeah, he's thrown outside to the sideline.
Yeah, they should really think about passing it now that they've not only lost yards, but the time is very slim. It's 1 minute and 9 seconds left on the clock, and that is a lot shorter than it seems. If this was the NFL, that would be just enough time to maybe try and get into field goal range. But in high school, it's very, very hard to get those long passing plays we just saw.
You almost wonder, though, are they going to be conservative here because they don't want to take a chance of an interception with a minute left and something bad happening. It doesn't. It seems like luck hasn't been going their way the last few series. So let's see what happens. Oh, we got another flag on the play.
Another flag, and it's gonna be on Metuchen.
It's on Metuchen again.
Yeah, now they really got to pass it here.
False start again. That locker room is not going to be pretty at halftime for Metuchen.
Yeah, the coach is going to be mad. Penalties really just, they could mess up the entire momentum of a game. If you get a big play like we just saw by Evan Toth, it could mess up the momentum. Looks like Ballista's going to pass it wide open. Connor Larson. Down the sideline. And it looks like he gets shoved out of bounds.
He's going to be knocked out about the 20.
30. My God.
Anyone near Larson on that play.
I do not know how Larson got that open on that play. My God. The defense just collapsed right there.
And this is what me and you were talking about earlier, is that they had to respect Ballista's run.
Yeah.
When he rolls out, they respect it because he's had some good runs, and someone missed coverage on there, came up, thought it was a run, and left Larson wide open.
Yeah, that is just a great job by Larson, getting open, finding holes in the defense, and also good job by Ballista baiting pretty much the entire team with his legs, and then finding the open receiver. And looks like they might run it here. Nope, they're going to pass it again, and Ballista takes it himself and gets another first down. Wow. Looks like he might have, oh no, one of the South River players might look hurt. He seems to be getting up fine. I saw him run into the person holding up the dot or whatever to signify the first down marker. So
we got the first down for Metuchen with 49 seconds left. They're on the 16s, which is well within Danny Cortez's range.
100%.
So, like I said, this Metuchen's in business right here after that long throw to Connor Larson.
Seriously, the momentum just completely turned around. Still 49 seconds. They're doing a great job conserving the clock. So let's see what they do here. They got Connor Larson on the left, Aiden O'Leary on the top of your screen, and they fake it to Flood. And they're going to toss it up, and that's going to be picked off.
Boy.
Or not. That might have, and it's picked off. It's going to be a touchback. And
it's exactly not what Metuchen was looking there.
That is going to be a complete
It looked like Ballista had someone open near the goal line, but opted to go a little deeper. Mistakes happen. It's a tough turnover right there, knowing that. With Cortez, it's almost an automatic trade.
Yeah.
This is going to be tough on Metuchen.
Looks like he might have gotten a bit in his head. He was doing so well. He threw it up.
You know what? Sometimes you go for the touchdown. You look,
I don't blame him.
The adrenaline's pumping, and sometimes you look to do everything yourself. And he threw into double coverage there.
Yeah. Like when I'm playing in Madden, when I'm doing good in Madden, like I get to the red zone, and then I just throw an interception, and it happens to everybody. Yeah, happens to me way too many times. Looks like they might want to just kneel the rest of the clock out. And that is going to lead us right into the second half. Third quarter. It's going to be 7-13. Bulldogs behind by 6. And the Rams are up by 13-7. And that interception was just a huge blow. Looks like Metuchen was going to try to tie it up, or maybe even kick the extra point and get the lead. But nevertheless, it does not, and that is going to run the clock down to its last couple seconds.
So it should be an interesting halftime. Obviously, Metuchen going into the locker room, they're going to hear from their coaches for the several mistakes they made. With we had a personal foul, we had a few illegal procedures, we had the interception near the goal line. It's going to be tough. But the real story is going to be if Armstrong is coming back for South River. That's really we saw him go to the sideline. He didn't come back into the game. He's still on the sideline now. It seems like he's sitting in the shade. We don't know if his cramps or something else, but that's good. That's going to be the real story at halftime.
Yeah,
But
it really is. The health of not Connor Larson. The health of Darius Armstrong is really going to just depend on how this offense is going to function. And if they don't get Armstrong back, they might have a tough time scoring. But we saw how Parker Lane was able to deliver that amazing deep ball to Joseph Lepore. So,
yeah,
you know, like we might see like some big plays from him too. So it might not all be lost, but if they lose Armstrong, that's going to be a huge hit to their running offense.
Yeah, you're right. I can't argue with that.
And really, Metuchen just has to minimize this mistake for the second half. We'll be back soon. This is Henry Cea and Matt Moore.
Matt Moore sitting in for the Ike Bush, and maybe he won't get his job back. We'll see. We'll see what the fans say.
Welcome back. This is the third quarter of the game. Miss Metuchen versus the South River Rams. Right now, it's 7-13. The Bulldogs are behind by 6, and the Rams are up with 13 points, and they are about to kick off to Metuchen. Now, Metuchen won the coin toss, so it is definitely going to be beneficial that they start with the ball in the second half so they can make a comeback. And first play is an amazing one. Matt Flood ends up getting to the 40-yard line, a bit past that, but there is a flag. So let's see how that works. And Metuchen, after a long break, a long halftime, we're going to see what their first play is. It's probably going to be some sort of run play if I had to guess. But I am really excited to see how they start this quarter and how they try to come back from this deficit.
Let's see who they got back on the field here. Let's see if Toth is back out. I know they were working on him in the trainer's room.
Looks like Toth is on the sideline. He has a helmet on, so he's not entirely out, but he's not starting right now. Matt Flood is in the backfield right now. So John Ballesta giving him a play. Let's see how they started. Aiden O'Leary on the bottom of our screen with Connor Larson on the top. Let's see what they try to do. And they end up faking it. Oh, he fumbles it, and he throws it to Cody Cardillo, and is too high. And that play was a disaster from the start. Looks like it might have been a handoff to Matt Flood, but they fumbled the snap, and it ended up going nowhere. But if Cody Cardillo could have caught that, it could have been a positive game.
I tell you, Cardillo was open, so I don't know if that was a designed play or not. But Ballesta recovered pretty well. It's just a shame he overthrew it a little to Cardillo because he did have room to run.
Yeah. But that was great instincts. As soon as he realized what happened, he found an open receiver and tried throwing it to him. Just a tiny bit over. Now, Matthew Flood is in the backfield, but there's 4 receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, motioning Toth, and he gets the handoff, and look at him go. First play after he got shaken up before, and he muscles his way to get the first down. No fear on this kid.
Oh.
And there is a flag, and it looks like it's against South River, depending on how hyped the Metuchen sideline is. And it is going to be on South River. That is going to be actually, I can't tell what it is. I missed the signal.
So that answers the question if Toth is back.
Yeah,
I would
that
say he
definitely
comes in,
answers
he
it.
bulldozes his way for 10 yards.
He looks hyped, too.
He looks good. He looks good, so he's back.
And already, the Bulldogs are in the red zone. That is crazy. After the penalty, they're at the 15-yard line. My God. This Metuchen team is moving fast after the penalty and after the run. Larson on the bottom, O'Leary at the top, Cody Cardillo playing fullback. Looks like it's in a little T formation, and they hand it off to Flood. And look at Flood. That might be a touchdown. Gets tackled a bit short, and they're inside the 5. First and goal, Metuchen.
Yeah, Metuchen's definitely came out of the locker room strong. The offensive line's doing a nice job blocking. We have 2 strong runs from Toth and now Flood.
Mm-hmm. They are doing so much better. They look like a completely different team. There's only been about a minute off the clock, a bit more, and they're already almost got a touchdown. But they have been in this situation before, so let's hope they don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, let's hope they don't get cute here and stick with what's been working.
Looks like they hand it off to Flood and gets a bit of yards, but not enough. But there's still a second and I want to say third. I think they might have been stopped at the line, but they still have 3 more downs to go and get a touchdown. So they are in amazing position.
Yeah, it looks like 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 4.
2nd and 2. And that is just amazing field position for Metuchen. I bet UK couldn't be happier about how this is going so far.
Cardillo lined up again as a fullback. Flood behind him, out of the eye.
It's like they're going to motion him to the right, and it's going to be a sweep for Flood. Can he outrun him? Can he put his way in? And he gets stopped at the 5. Uh-oh. 3rd and 5 right now. And it's turn into a bit of a stressful situation for Metuchen. I wouldn't try to do anything too dangerous here because if they don't get it and they go for it, that would be just such a blow to Metuchen. If I didn't get it here, I'd try to go for the easy field goal. Any points are points.
I tell you, it's tough. If Metuchen doesn't come away with a touchdown here, it's a victory for South River right here.
100%. Evan Toth lined up on the right as well as Cody Cardillo. 4 receivers, and they're going to motion Toth, and are they going to hand it off to him? Yes, they are. Tries to muscle his way through, and it is no good. And he is just short. Now, the real question is, are they going to go for it?
It's a tough call there. It really is.
And now they're right where they were on second down.
It's 4th and 2. It looks like they're going to go for it. They're not bringing the kicking team out.
Yep. What would you do in this situation?
I give it to my workhorse. I'm going to give it to Toth. I'm going right up the middle with Toth.
Yeah, I'd do the same thing.
But you know what? Maybe you roll Ballesta. You roll Ballesta out.
Any of those are good options. Flood's
you have
also in the backfield.
You have Cardillo out wide with Toth.
Gonna motion him again, and looks like Ballesta's gonna run it himself. And can he make it in? Oh my
he's
God!
Just short.
Stop!
What a great tackle by number 2
by James.
Oh wow! What a great tackle
Wow.
right on the corner.
That is just such a blow for Metuchen.
There.
For a second, I thought he was gonna get it in, and then James completely rejected him. My God. What a tackle by James, but this is going to be tough for Metuchen. They had such a good start.
I think it just took a little too long to develop. You had Cardillo out there blocking. Yeah, tough stop there.
And now South River is pinned at the 2-yard line. Might be possible that they could get a safety here if Metuchen plays good enough defense, which would be a victory in its own way. Kinda.
I don't know. It really hurts not getting 6 points right there.
It really does. That's going to completely ruin their morale. But, Armstrong's.
Well, that answers
all the way to the 10-yard line.
That answers the question if Armstrong's back, and he's back.
Yeah. Two of their main running backs on both the Metuchen and South River are both back, so that's going to be good for both teams. They get the first down, so they're out of safety territory, so they don't have to worry about that anymore, but still, they have really, really hard field position. If I was them, I'd try to, control the ball, run it out, do, safe running plays, quick pass plays, and try to run out this clock, because they're in the lead.
I would just keep giving the ball to Armstrong.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, there's nothing, you can't go wrong with giving it to Armstrong, except now, and look at that. That was Connor Larson on the tackle.
O'Leary, 85, also came in. The combination, O'Leary took him low, Larson high. Oh, I guess that was Cardillo.
And that was just great defense by both Cardillo and O'Leary, or Larson. All of them did such a great job tackling him, and that completely shifted it because Armstrong was doing good. He had a bit of, I believe he threw up, but he came back strong. He got that first down, and they completely shut that down. So
I think it's safe to say he threw up.
Yeah. And now they're back in dangerous territory. Armstrong gets the ball, but doesn't get anywhere near the first down. Maybe a yard or two on the play. And it's a timeout, possibly for an injury, or it might be.
Oh, we have someone going down. That's not good at all. Number 55.
That's Patrick Miller.
Senior Patrick Miller. He's a huge part of his team. It looks like, you know what? It looks like it's a cramp.
Yeah. I saw him on the ground for a bit, and then he got up, so I'm like, oh, he's probably fine. And then he just
it looks like it's cramp. With this heat on the turf and with someone playing both ways, you lose a lot of fluid. And as much as you try to keep the fluid in them, it's stuff like this is going to happen.
Yeah, it looks like they're seeing if his leg works. Holding his leg.
Yeah, it's probably just a cramp in a hamstring or a calf. He'll be back soon, hopefully.
Nevertheless, it's going to be a pretty big hit. He's their starting linebacker.
Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to know it looks like it was a cramp and not any type of injury.
Yeah, he looks fine. He's drinking. He's walking on his own. Yeah.
So what do we got here? We got 3rd and 10. Let's see who they replace him with. Manley's in. It looks like Manley's going to replace Patrick Miller at defensive end. Manley's a senior. He's the starting center. I think he started for 4 years. It said 3 or 4 years. But it should be interesting here.
And fake to Armstrong.
Play
He's going to
action.
pass
They're
it.
going deep.
Uh-oh. That looks like it might have been picked off by Evan Toth, but instead it's going to be an incompletion. And
Isaiah Stockton was on the coverage there.
great defense by the entire Bulldogs, keeping them from converting on 3rd and 10. And now they're going to get the ball right back with an opportunity to score again.
Now keep in mind, it would be a little crazy, but remember they did roll out and get a first down last time to start the game. South River did, but I think they're going to be conservative here and punt it away.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Looks like
it looks like the quarterback is back there. It looks like they're not. I'm not.
Wow.
They might quick kick it. Yeah, that's what he's going to do.
yeah,
Ooh,
not
that's
a very
not a good kick.
though. Let's see if they want to return it or not. And it looks like
what is number 85 should just be away from that ball. Anytime a ball is punted like that, you don't want to take the chance of it taking a bad bounce, hitting off your foot, and turning the ball over. Hopefully, it looks like the coaches are having a talk with him about that. But the punt wound up with that roll. The punt was better than it looked it was going to be. It's on the 42, and here comes Metuchen again.
looks like it had some backspin on it.
It did. It definitely had a nice roll on it.
But I guess it just landed in the right way, so it went forward. Very interesting to have your QB be the punter, but, I guess it did kind of fake Metuchen out a bit. I'm sure they were expecting
Yeah, it made
some
them
sort of
think
fake.
again.
Yeah. And it's going to be a passing play to Aiden O'Leary. And Aiden O'Leary has lots of room, and he ends up getting that first down.
That's that little bubble screen. They used to run that a lot last year to A.J. Perosi before.
Oh, God. Not again.
We got another player down, and now that's O'Leary. He's taking
Oh,
off his
God,
helmet.
he looks pretty hurt.
It's probably a cramp. Looks like a cramp. But that's the bubble screen they used to run a lot last year to A.J. Perosi when they had him as a wide receiver, and then they moved him to running back. It is a pretty effective play. You want to get the ball in your playmaker's hand.
Yeah. Like, whoever your fastest or most elusive guy is, you want to always try to get it in his hand. So that's just a good play call, a bubble screen. He was able to shift through defenders, although it looks like he took a pretty hard hit at the end, so...
Yeah,
to
we're
drink
not
some
sure
water.
what's
Probably
going
is a
on.
cramp.
I'm guessing it's a cramp. Looks like a cramp.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. Hydration's so important when you're talking about playing on turf, and this time of the year when it's really hot. It's probably, I don't know what the temperature is. It's got to be in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
So now you add 10 degrees for the turf, and then these kids are playing both ways. O'Leary returns kicks. He's on kickoff coverage. He's on kickoff return. He plays linebacker. He plays wide receiver. It's just tough to keep these kids hydrated. So we got a 3rd and 1 on about, what does it look like, the 33. Who do we have as wide receiver? It looks like Larson's out wide at wide receiver. 3 men in the backfield, though.
Evan Toth ends up getting the handoff, and look at all that room!
He's got room.
Evan
He
Toth!
should be gone. That's a touchdown,
And that
Toth.
is a touchdown for the Bulldogs. That was some of the best blocking I've seen all day. Great job by Evan Toth, finding that hole, bursting through, being able to just capitalize on that defense, and he punished them. He punished that defense right there.
He went untouched through the line there. It was the first time we've seen 3 people lined up in the backfield.
Yeah.
I think it was Cardillo. I'm not sure who the other running back was, but they did a fantastic job blocking there.
Evan Toth just made him pay, though, right there. That is a huge momentum shifter for this game. And if they can make that extra point, then they're in the lead, and now the pressure's all on the Rams. It might have been blocked, and it's through.
That's the second time on an extra point that South Rivers almost got a piece of it. That's number 1, Joseph Lenore, that came in from the side. The Metuchen coaches are going to have to look at that and see what's going wrong on their blocking scheme there, because it's just a matter of time before he gets one.
Daniel Cordes now 7 for 8 on 6 for 7 on extra points this entire season.
I tell you, it makes a big difference. Last year,
really
a lot of times Metuchen was going for 2 points. They weren't getting them. You know, having a place kicker really is important, especially in high school football. Especially someone like Cordes who's close to automatic. You don't really see that.
Yeah, seriously. And the thing about high school kickers that people don't really see is there's almost always somebody that almost blocks the kick. I've seen a lot of blocked kicks in these games, these high school games. And being able to kick it right through the uprights with that pressure coming is just a really remarkable skill. So they got a good one in Daniel Cordes.
It's interesting out here in New Jersey where soccer season and football season is the same season. I know in other states where it's a different season, they just grab a soccer player and that's their kicker. So we're very lucky we have Cordes.
Yeah,
Cordes is kicking off now. Let's see where it goes.
Look like it's going to
Once again, touchback into the end zone, about 2-3 yards into the end zone.
And having somebody that could kick it into the touchdown or the end zone pretty much automatically is just such a valuable asset. They're stopping him from getting a huge return. You've seen some of the returns here at the beginning of the game. Matt Flood got a 40-yard return. That's double what he would have gotten if he just let it go in the end zone. So
and when you have
really
kids going both ways and you have a kick like that, it also gives your coverage team a little rest where they're not making tackles, they're not getting blocked. So it is also a benefit that you don't even think about. And Cordes is a good athlete too. He plays baseball. He's one of the better hitters on the baseball team, so he's just not a kicker.
Yeah. Let's see what South River does. There's 2 receivers on the bottom of your screen, and they also have Armstrong in the backfield and nothing there.
Wow.
Metuchen knows exactly where the ball's going to go to every play.
It looks like Cody Cardillo's down. That's
another valuable piece.
So Cardillo and Miller were on a tackle, I think, with O'Leary. Let's hope this is a cramp. Yep,
O'Leary
looks like it's a cramp.
A lot of cramps out here. Like you said, it's a very hot day. When it started, it was 77 degrees, and now it's 91. The real feel is 91 degrees out here. So
wow.
Very hot day.
So you add that to the turf and the loss of fluids during the game, and this is what you're going to see happen.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, it's just been cramps, and we haven't had any real injuries today. So we got 14-13. Cordes, what's there? He's a difference right there with the extra points.
Yeah, Cody Cardillo is a very valuable blocker, very valuable catcher. He was able to. He got that touchdown last game. He was able to block for Toth.
Yeah, he's very versatile. And in a pinch, he could also play offensive line. I've seen him center before. I think he's centered in Pop Warner. So he's just a football player you can kind of put anywhere in the field. He's also on the basketball team. His dad's the basketball coach over here. And he plays basketball the same way as he plays football. He's a strong kid, gets a lot of rebounds. But I tell you, not only do we have a good kicker, but we got some announcer here in Eddie Kegel, huh?
Yeah.
I think people just come to see him. I'm starting to think that. He's such a good announcer. It almost gives you a professional feel to the game when you hear him announce.
Yeah, seriously.
I know I was talking to him before. He does radio, but he used to do the Staten Island Yankees. He used to do other teams. But it really is, when you hear his voice, it really gives you a nice professional touch to the game.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at an NFL game.
He just said hello to his mom, just so you know. But it really is nice. He does an excellent job here.
Yeah,
Much better than I did when I filled in last year. It's definitely not as easy as it looks.
Second and 8.
So we have 4 receivers out. Now number 2 is coming in. He's motioning to the bottom of the screen, and there is going to be a flag. I think it might be a legal shift or a false start on South River. And that's going to bring him back to 2nd and 13. And it looks like they're going to do something fishy there. They had 4 receivers out. They had a fullback, but that's it. I don't think they were going to hand it off to him. So they were definitely going to pass it, but just a shame that it was called for a false start. I'd like to see a pass once in a while in this game. But yeah, looks like they're going to stick with the same play. We got 4 receivers out. 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. Number 2 might motion, and he does, like last play. Not changing it up one bit. And it's going to be a QB draw. And that... I saw a helmet-to-helmet hit. That looks pretty bad for Parker Lane.
Number 57 on the tackle. It looked like Kyle Johnston on the tackle.
And it looks like they're actually going to sub him out. What do you know? That is number 4 going in for Parker Lane. Or not.
No, Parker,
mind.
he just went to the sideline to get a play.
Yeah.
Parker's back.
Yeah, it looks like he took a pretty big hit in the helmet.
So I'm looking at Metuchen's linebacker corps, and they got Johnston, the younger brother. They got Mikulishin. They got Flood in there. They're really missing Kendall Johnston. He's out hurt for them, and he really was a force last year for them.
He was. Oh, look at that pass.
Ooh.
Goes straight to the sideline.
Wow.
Almost in number 1's arms. That's Joseph Leopold, but no good. Like you were saying with Kendall Johnson, though, he was definitely a force to be reckoned with. Linebackers are so important in this game, especially high school football, because they're always the first ones to, try and get the running backs on the outside, because you see all these outside plays happening. And, if you're an outside linebacker, you need to be quick and you need to be strong. So both are very valuable traits for stopping
it hurts
outside.
Metuchen because he's such a good tackler. He's also a very good running back. He runs hard, kind of just like Toth. So hopefully he'll be back soon. I remember I saw the game last year. I think it was versus Manville. It was in a torrential downpour. And he made a ton of tackles. I think he had 20 tackles. He got a defensive player of the week. And Metuchen really misses him. Even though we're playing good defense today, hopefully he'll be back soon. He's a tough downhill runner. I was watching some of the scrimmages, and he's really hard to bring down. So when you have Toth and Flood, and then you throw Johnston back to the mix when he's healthy, it's going to be it's going to be a problem for some teams.
Timeout by Leitner seems to be talking to me. I believe that was a timeout for the Bulldogs, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So.
Sometimes you just wonder. You can call it a timeout just to get some fluids in your kids.
Yeah, seriously.
Because these kids aren't coming off. They're not coming off the field. We got O'Leary back on the punt return. Let's see what happens.
Oh, is that a fake? It might be a fake, and look at him go.
No, he kicked it.
Wow, they are really tricky.
No.
Oh, no!
This
What is he doing?
Exactly what.
And Balesta makes a crucial mistake. And that is going to go back to the Rams.
This is what we were just talking about on the last play. The last punt is just stay away from the punt. But if you're looking at Balesta now, Ballester believed it was a forward pass.
Yeah.
When he was coming up on the play, he thought he was playing a forward pass, not a punt, and that's the mistake that he made.
Okay.
And
I kind of got into
it's understandable if you have your punter quarterback rolling out to the side, and the ball just comes at you. He was playing it as a pass, and that's where the mistake was made. He didn't think he was fielding a punt. He thought he was defending a pass. A lucky break for South River there.
Yeah. Let's see if they could stop him, though. And Armstrong gets nothing on that play.
But that's something like when a coach looks at later on, we'll say sometimes it's not just the player's fault, is that the sidelines and the coaches have to be yelling to let him know it's a punt, yell poison, some sort of code word to make sure people get away from that ball. He was playing as hard as he can, and that's something the coach will come back during the week, and hopefully they'll work on that.
And honestly, I don't even blame Ballesta for that. Like, in the moment, like,
absolutely, he thought he was playing a forward pass, and that people should have been allowed to let him know, punt, yell punt, punt, punt. And in a moment, he just didn't hear it.
It's going to be a handoff to Armstrong again, and again there is nothing. Wow.
Who is that on the
Metuchen
tackle?
Showing up. That's number 52. Ben Meal is in on the tackle.
Yep. Wow, they're doing a nice job right now on containing Armstrong.
Seriously, they are doing amazing. And it's now 3rd and 9 on the play. And really, this offense has gone nowhere. And it looks like they should be able to stop him here, knock on wood, due to the good field position. But I'm expecting a pass here, maybe a play action. I have not seen one of those in a while. Looks like they were gunning to do that on the last drive, but it ended up like a false start, so they ended up running instead. And it is going to be a pass, and he looks deep, and oh my God!
Oh no, not again!
By Joseph Leopold for a touchdown for the Rams. That is the second touchdown by Joseph Leopold this game, and the second touchdown by Parker Lane this game. My God, they cannot stop that tandem. I knew it was going to be a pass. And look at that. Joseph Leopold just has the speed. He has the route. He just went underneath the coverage, and he was able to run right to that ball. It was just perfect. Perfect
It really was an excellent pass by Lane, and he just led him perfectly on it where, if it wasn't going to be caught by South River, it wasn't going to be caught by anybody.
Yeah.
It looked like the Metuchen DB didn't expect it to go as far as it did, and it might have slowed down a little, but the credit goes to Lane and Leopold. Really a great pass, and that really hurts Metuchen. They were playing great defense there, and that really hurts.
Yeah. So that is now going to make the score 19-14. Now here's the real question. Are they going to go for the 2-point conversion, or are they just going to stay put and go for the extra point? Honestly, I would go for the 2-point because, like,
I know there's some formula there where what you're supposed to do. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, but it's really all up to the coach's decision, whether he wants to play it safe or he wants to go and risk it all. I mean, it's not really risking, because here's the thing. If Metuchen gets a touchdown, they're going to be tied at 20-20. And they have such a good kicker, it's probably just going to go through. So Metuchen's going to get the lead regardless. So the best thing they could do here is just go for the 2-point.
Yeah, and that looks like what they're doing.
And they are going to fake it.
Rolled out.
Parker Lane,
he's
open. Wide open. What? He doesn't pass it to 4, but it doesn't matter.
He is it.
I don't know what he was thinking, but at least he got a.
He had a receiver wide open.
And that was actually Darius Armstrong, star of this show. But I feel like it's a bit unfair to say that, because Parker Lane and Joseph Leopold have been an unstoppable tandem. Both times Leopold was targeted, they got a touchdown, and a deep touchdown at that. So they really need to figure out that passing game.
So what do you think? Do you think Parker wanted all the points for himself?
I think so. I think he got like a bit. I don't want to say greedy or anything. He didn't get greedy, but he was.
Oh,
in
he
his
was
head.
greedy.
Yeah.
He had Armstrong wide open, but
Yeah.
he wanted the 6 points himself, which hurts me because I had Armstrong in fantasy, in high school fantasy this week.
Yep.
So I could have used the 6 points.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't really matter in the end, but still kind of selfish.
But I do understand the sense that if he thought he could make it in running, it makes a lot more sense than
Yeah.
making a good throw and hoping Armstrong catches it. There was too much involved. He took the safer route right there to run it in. But it was close.
Yeah. Anyways, now the pressure's all on Metuchen. 1:40 left in the third quarter and a whole fourth quarter to go. So the game's not anywhere near over, but I could still see Metuchen definitely getting a touchdown in this quarter and coming back from this. So this is their opportunity. They still got 13 minutes left on the clock. So a lot of time. Aiden O'Leary takes the kick and already past the 20. Still up, and oh, that is a hard hit that he took, but still a very nice return. And it looks like a player looked down for a second, but he is fine. So, oh, no, I stand corrected. Aiden O'Leary's on the ground.
Oh,
and he's
boy.
hurt. Could be cramps. Could
That
be an
looks like
injury.
cramps again.
Yep.
Officials timeout on the field.
The amount of injuries today has just been bizarre. I feel
Well,
like
it's
that's
really not injuries. We've seen it
Mostly
seems like a lot of
cramps.
cramping, and that's to be expected in this type of heat. Yeah, and this is something that the coaching staff has to think about next week. How do we avoid this? We got to make sure the players are drinking during the week. You got to make sure they're drinking in the morning. But sometimes when you have players not coming off the field, it's going to happen.
Hopefully it's just a cramp, which you could come back from very quickly.
I don't see the pickle juice. The rumor was that they were going to have pickle juice this year to kind of avoid the cramps, but I don't see any of that green liquid on the sidelines there.
I see Gatorade.
See Gatorade, but no pickle juice.
Yeah. Looks like he's fine. Yeah, gonna go to the sideline though. It's gonna be a blow. They're probably gonna run it for most of the time, but they still got Connor Larson at receiver, so it's not the end of the
And
game
they're
for
really,
the passing.
like I said, they've been using ball control, so they haven't been passing much. But like I said, Aiden O'Leary's a good receiver, and he's a threat. And it hurts having him not on the field.
And John Ballesta rolls out right. Is he gonna run it? And look at him go, John Ballesta.
Oh, we got a flag
and
on
there
the
might
play.
be a flag for unnecessary roughness right there.
Flag on the play.
Whether it's on Metuchen or Highland Park,
Oh.
excuse me, South River. And it looks like it's going to be on Metuchen, a blindside block, and that is going to set them back a lot. Not
Like
good
I
for
said,
Metuchen.
things that get coaches crazy.
Yeah.
Was it even necessary? Did the block spring him? Did he not? It's just a tough call. I'm sure they'll look at the tapes during the week.
I don't know how many of you guys watched the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving last year, but basically the Cowboys pretty much almost won that game, but they committed so many penalties that they couldn't win. So I'm really starting to see this. A lot of penalties from both teams. So
Yep, it's tough. Penalties hurt.
yeah, penalties really do hurt. Like, they just ruin the momentum of the entire team. So see if they could get that back. Ballesta again looks like he's gonna pass it, and he does to
Number 88, that's
88.
Leonard Dromiski. He's a big target, Lenny.
Yeah.
He's I think that might be his
and I
first.
think he got some extra yards right there, maybe.
Leonard Drometsky.
Leonard Jermetsky.
He was lined up on the opposite side, tight end, dragged over. I think Ballesta was originally looking for Connie Larson on the sidelines, checked down and hit Lenny on it. It was a very nice, good choice by Ballesta, going for his second option. It would be nice to see them get Dromiski involved in the offense a little more. He is a big target, lining up a tight end.
Yeah. And let's see what they do here. They have Matthew Flood in the backfield, and they give it right to him, and nothing. Wow. Number 78, that is Aiden Velez, the sophomore. who got the tackle, and my God.
Yeah, he did that all by himself. He blew up his blocker, came right in, and made the tackle all by himself.
A lot of sophomores on this team, a very young team. I only see a couple seniors on this roster. Most of the good players, most of the starting players are sophomores, but I see a couple seniors here. Joseph Leopold, who is the wide receiver that caught 2 of those passes, a senior, and also Parker Lane is also a junior. So there are some old guys that are on the team that are really good, but I see a lot of good sophomores too. So very good. Look at John Ballesta, airing it out for Larson, and he makes the catch. Wow, look at Connor Larson fighting for his life,
He's
and he gets
refusing to
tackled
go down.
inside the 15. And number 35 cannot even look up. He is so ashamed. Connor Larson mossed him, and that is just painful. Wow, Connor Larson showing off his size and his catching ability. Wow.
Yeah, Larson's a senior. He's a big target. He's big and strong, and he showed it right there. The ball was maybe underthrown just a titch where I thought it might have had a chance to be intercepted, but Larson was able to snatch it away. If he put a little more air under it, Larson might have been able to get into the end zone. But that was a great effort by Larson.
Yeah. Amazing job. That was just such an amazing catch by Connor Larson. I cannot get over that. And not only that, but he continued to fight. And he got 10, 15 extra yards. He's just a beast on the field. It looks like they take a timeout after that, try to catch their breath. But, wow. I think that's just the momentum push that Metuchen needed to get back in this game.
No, it really did. They needed, after that long touchdown, they needed a nice drive here to change the momentum. And you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
They really needed that.
And now they're in the red zone at the 13-yard line with amazing field position. And if I was the Bulldogs, I would be super duper hyped up. That was just such an amazing play. Although, yeah, so now the offense is back on the other side of the field, the left. So we're going to see what they decide to do. We got Matthew Flood behind, Cody Cardillo on the left, and 2 receivers at the top of your screen. Looks like they're going to pass it to O'Leary, and that really goes nowhere. Actually, no, O'Leary's fighting for a bit, and that's just the thing about O'Leary. I always speak too soon about him. When it looks like he's about to get tackled, he proves you wrong.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
You've been doing it all game. Yeah, Toth is coming back in, so this should be interesting.
Looks like they're going to go for a goal line inside run maybe with Evan Toth, or maybe they could go for an outside sweep. They're substituting him in for Matthew Flood. So I could definitely see him barging through the entire inside.
That seems to be what's been working today from Metuchen. The straight ahead runs with Toth, and he's a really tough runner. So you have to go with what's working.
In the backfield, and they get faked.
Whoa!
And look at Ballesta running for it. And a nice gain. He even fooled me. I thought they were running it to Evan Toth the entire time. They proved me wrong, and Ballesta gets a nice gain, and it's 3rd and 9, it says on the scoreboard. Oh, 3rd and 4, my bad. 3rd and 4, and this is just a really difficult situation for Metuchen. If I was the Lettner, I'd take a timeout here, or you could just run it with Evan Toth and hope that he gets it in, because he is just an amazing power back. I could easily see him shedding a couple tackles to get that first down.
Yeah, it's a tough call here. There's a lot you could do. Or you could roll out Ballesta to the right again. That seems to give him the option.
It's worked a lot, and it looks like they're going to toss it to Toth. And look at him go for his second touchdown.
He's in for a touchdown. He is just, it looked like he was going to bounce it outside. He saw an opening, cut it back, and once he gets ahead of steam, he is really, really hard to stop.
Oh, yeah. Seriously, Evan Toth, just as soon as he gets that acceleration, you cannot stop him.
I'll tell you, what did we say in the beginning of the game about being Wally pipped?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, it's going to be tough to take the ball out of Toad's hands next week.
Yeah. And now the score will be tied up if Cortez can make this extra point, which I have faith he will.
Well, let's take a look at number 1 coming from the outside.
And he nails it.
It looks like Metuchen did make an adjustment on their special teams blocking unit, and someone picked up number 1. Who is that? That's Leopold. He's everywhere, Leopold, for South River, and he didn't get a chance to block it. So we're all tied up. 10 minutes left. What's your prediction here, Henry?
Honestly, any team could win. Like, it just depends who gets the big play. I'm noticing here a lot of the time these touchdowns are off of big plays, whether it's like some moss from Connor Larson or some amazing throw by Parker or a really nice run by Darius Armstrong. Really, anything could happen here.
Henry, if I wanted a vanilla answer, I'd talk to the ref that's sitting right next to me on the scoreboard. I want to know, who does Henry think is going to win this game right here, right now?
You know what? I got to put in my prediction right now. I think Metuchen's going to pull out with this.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So do I. So do I.
Yeah. Yeah, if I said anything else, I probably would have gotten
You might have found something on your locker this week when you go back to school.
Yep.
Yeah, you really had no choice.
Anyways, Cortez kicking off to the Rams. Let's see what they do with the ball. 10 minutes is probably enough time for both teams to get a score, whether it be a field goal or it be a touchdown. You know what I'm looking for?
Whoa, looks like we're going to have a return here.
Wow, that's new.
We don't see this often.
And he's getting a good return.
Okay.
Down around the 27. You know what I want to see here? I want to see a game that goes down to the wire. I want it to go stay at 21-21, and at the very end, Cortez kicks that game-winning field goal.
Why would you want to put the pressure on like that on everybody? I want to see a big one. I don't need that type of pressure. You don't need that type of pressure. Danny Cortez doesn't need that type of pressure.
Yeah, but I never see field goals in this. Like,
that's
I feel like
a fair point, but that's a lot of pressure to put on a young kid. We have another Metuchen player down.
Or I can't really see
who it is. It's Balesta, number 22.
Oh no,
and
Balesta.
That's the problem that we've been talking about all day. When you have kids ball going both ways, and why you'd put your quarterback on a return team, on a coverage team, really, you're taking. This is the type of chance you take. Because if you're a South River player and you got a shot at blocking the opposing team's quarterback, you're going to take it.
Yeah.
And this is unfortunately, I hope it's just a cramp.
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
John
no,
Balesta.
it's not Balesta.
Oh, look at that.
Wow,
I mean, not that it's any better. But
wow. I guess
Kyle
I was
Johnson.
Number 57. Who is that?
Oh, that's Kyle Johnson. He's walking on his own. He looks good. I'm glad.
Wow, I looked through my binoculars. I thought it was number 22. I was mistaken. Thank God I was mistaken. But Kyle looks like he's okay.
Yeah.
Looks just like a little cramp.
Yeah, a lot of cramps here for Metuchen. I wonder what they got in the South River jugs that Metuchen doesn't have. They should really put pickle juice, right?
Yeah. It's South River's doing something right. They got no cramps. Maybe they have pickle juice going in their cooler over there. Salt tablets. Who knows what's going on.
And it's going to be a handoff to Darius Armstrong.
Wow.
Look at Cody Cardillo.
By number 33, Cardillo. Wow, he came up there and made a big hit there.
Wow, that was sudden. Just came out of nowhere and let him know that they are going to win this game, the Bulldogs.
The Metuchen team, I hope I'm not talking too soon, but they've really seemed to have figured out Armstrong here.
Yeah, seriously. Although here's the thing that sucks about that. If they figure out Armstrong and they focus on the run, then Parker Lane can just whip out his arm and then just throw a deep ball to Joseph Lepore and get an easy touchdown. And that's the problem Metuchen's been running into all day. They've been playing great defense aside from that.
But they give up the big play.
Yeah.
I definitely spoke too soon here. Armstrong. What, he pick up about 10 there.
Long gain on the play results in a South River first down.
Looks like number 55 is subbing out.
Patrick Miller's coming back in. That's good news.
Yeah.
He's coming in for Manley, the starting center.
And we are in crunch time, guys. For people that just joined, it is 21-21, a tie game with 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So a very, very interesting game. Should definitely stick around to see how it ends, but I'm sure excited to see who pulls out with the victory. And a timeout by the Bulldogs is going to leave them with 1 left, which might be a bit dangerous toward the end of the game. Because if they end up going into crunch time and they end up having to, use their timeouts to get like that last touchdown or that last field goal to clutch up, it might be a bit harder if they don't have those things to stop the clock. So it's now a 1st and 10 for the Rams, and it looks like they have 3 receivers out wide and 2 on the bottom. Actually, 4 receivers out wide, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. They're motioning number 1, and then he gets the ball, and look at that blocking, and wow. I thought it was going to be a lot better. That was great blocking by Felipe Grandiero.
I tell you, Toth came flying up from his position and made a nice shoestring tackle there. I tell you, it was a dangerous tackle, but he made the play.
He is willing to risk it all to help his team, and that's a really good trait. Selflessness, not selfishness. Selflessness.
South River did a nice job of kicking out the cornerback and opening a lane, and Toth came in from his free safety position and made the tackle.
And it's a toss to Armstrong, who goes outside, and look at that blocking.
Boy.
And he falls to a 1st down. And look at him, he's hyped up. It's not looking good for the Bulldogs, but now they are in their opponent's territory, 1st and 10.
It seems like South River's starting to attack the edges here, looking to run them a little more on the outside versus inside, which they were originally doing. And they're definitely getting more success.
Yeah, and it seems to be working, too. It's now on the 42-yard line, and there's still a good amount of time on the clock. So if they do end up getting a touchdown, that leaves enough time for Metuchen to come back. But I'm very interested to see how they handle this new set of downs, if they're going to give it to their stud running back or if they're going to pass it. But their stud running back is nowhere to be seen. And looks like they are going to rush it with Parker Lane. Number 20 was out there as a running back. Actually, no, he's an outside linebacker, but he was lining up at fullback. That is Riker Stewart.
3 on the play. 2nd and 7 to the 39.
And now it is 2nd and 7. So far, they're making good progress getting that 1st down. Because in crunch time, every 1st down is crucial. Whether you want to get a big play or you want to use as much of the clock as possible to get that score, whatever they do is going to be crucial. So looks like they're going to line up with 2 receivers on the bottom. They got Armstrong on your left, and they're going to give it to Armstrong. And look at that. He gets stopped short. I want to say around 2 or 3 yards, and I'm really interested to see how they handle this 3rd down. It's really crucial. If they don't get it and they have to punt it,
you're right. This is a big play here. This is a really big play. It's 3rd and 3, and I tell you, what would you do here, Henry?
Oh, I'd run it to Armstrong. He's been consistent. He's been good. As long as we attack the outside or attack the inside, regardless, I feel like that he's going to get a 1st down no matter what.
I don't know. I think, it looks like someone's taking a timeout here. It's timeout South River.
And that's a good timeout, too. They want to make sure they get this touchdown.
I think with the field position right here, I think you got 2 shots to get the 1st down. I think the first thing I would do, I would look to go for what's been working with them before. Maybe go a fake handoff to Armstrong and look to go deep again to Lepore. It's worked twice between Parker Lane to Lepore. I might go that route too. Yeah. First time, I might give it a shot, go deep, look for the end zone. If that doesn't work, then I'll go back to Armstrong.
I can see that. But here's my reasoning. I think that, they shouldn't do anything too risky, because if they don't make this, then the pressure's really on them. Like, the pressure's on them now. It's really going to be on them, because if they can't convert on 4th and 3, then they're going to have to, like, you know, give it to Metuchen. And then when Metuchen's in control, they can take as much time as they want. And that's just not going to be good.
Like we've said before, when you have with a tie game where you have a kicker like Cordes in your corner, it's a nice chip to have.
Looks like they're bunching up. Nobody out wide, and they're going to hand it. Oh, my God! Cody Cardillo!
Play by Cody Cardillo.
Wow!
He came shooting through the gap there. You know, he read the play the whole time and made a fantastic tackle there by Cody Cardillo.
Cody Cardillo just saved this drive, maybe. Like, wow, that was such a game-changing play right there. If he didn't make that tackle, even if they didn't get the first down, they would have probably gone for the 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 or however much it would have been.
4th and 6?
Yeah, so now it's so much tougher.
Should be interested to see what they do here.
Wow, that definitely shook them up. It looks like they are going to.
It looks like they're
going to go for it.
But I wouldn't.
Wow, 4 receivers out wide. Armstrong in the backfield.
I wouldn't count out a quick kick here, though.
This is the play.
Oh.
And they're going to. It's incomplete, but there's a flag.
No, there's a flag on the play.
What? It better not be PI. It better not be PI.
Oh, that ball hit the Metuchen defender right in the chest.
Oh, my God.
Bounced off. But let's see what the play is here.
Oh, my God. It's PI. Pass interference. Oh, that is such a blow to Metuchen. Wow. That was the play right there. Wow,
yeah,
that
really
is
hurts.
just stunning. And that just completely changed the game. Like, seriously.
It does hurt. It really
does
hurt.
If that was incomplete, Metuchen would have had such an easier time scoring.
Or if it was intercepted.
But now, they're in field goal range right now. Like, they could definitely go for it if they wanted to. They just need a couple more yards. That is just, wow, that really sucks for Metuchen. They're going to fake it and look at Lane. Is he going to throw? He's going to no. He's going to run for it, and he gets shoved out of bounds, and Evan Toth has some words to say to them. Oh, it looks like there might be a fight. I saw a bit of contact there.
It was
kind of shoulder bumped somebody on the way back to the line of
scrimmage.
Toth
on the sideline, and you had Dylan Mead also driving him outside.
Looks like if there seemed to be people holding back Parker Lane, but if not, there probably would have been a fight going on. I'm not gonna lie, I saw some contacts there.
It sounds like you're really looking for a fight here. Like
maybe I am.
It sounds that way.
Yeah.
It sounds like you.
I mean, it'd be entertaining, right? Think about all the views that we'd get.
True, that's a good point. But we don't want that. It's high school football.
No. Okay, Armstrong got the ball and gets tackled
by a whole bunch of Metuchen players there.
And it's going to be 3rd and short. And like I said, they are in field goal range, so if this doesn't work.
Matt Flood was in on the tackle between and a few other ones.
Another crucial 3rd down for them. It's going to be 3rd and short. I believe 3rd and 2 on this play.
Uh-oh, you better be on your best behavior right now, Henry. We got Mr. P, the principal's here. He's overseeing everything.
Doing pretty good.
But hopefully he'll give Metuchen some luck here.
Yep. The principal is in the building. Let's see.
The principal's in the booth,
yep.
And we're hoping this brings Metuchen some good luck.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like a draw play, and look at Armstrong.
Hands off to Armstrong.
And look at, it's a fumble.
The ball comes loose.
Fumble, and look at that. And it's recovered by Toth. It's recovered by Toth. Oh, my God.
Let's see what the call is here, if the ball was out of bounds or not out of bounds. The ball came loose
such
right
a huge play right there.
Waiting for the...
What just happened?
Let's see what the call is here.
Looks like there is two injured players from what I could see. Very messy play right there.
We're still waiting to see what the call is going to be here, and this is going to be a huge play if a turn of events if Metuchen gets the ball.
Oh shit! One of them. Sorry, I forgot I was on broadcast for a sec.
It looks like the referees are huddling up now. They're talking about it to see, and they're going to let us know what the play is. That was number 5, Matt Flood, that was on the side, out on the other side of the sidelines. That was a little banged up.
So let's see what the call is. And South River maintains possession.
South River keeps the ball. That's.
I thought it was going to be recovered by Toth for a second, but that is just luck for South River.
Yeah, that really hurts there. That would have been a big swing there. So we got 4 minutes left, tie game.
And this is really down to the wire. This is my favorite type of football game.
This is not my favorite time of football game. I like when my team wins a lot and I don't have to worry.
Well, I'm a Giants fan, so I don't really get that much.
That's fair.
Oh, look at him go!
Oh,
Darius
boy.
Armstrong for the touchdown. And look at that, and now South River is up by 6, maybe 7, and that is just, wow, a lot of unfortunate luck for Metuchen.
Yeah, Toth came up to make a tackle. He made a good hit, but Armstrong just kept coming. And like we said, Armstrong is a tough runner, and he's a difference maker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 27-21 Bulldogs are losing to the Rams. Let's see if they're going to kick or go for 2 here.
Looks like they're going to kick, make it a 7-point game. And this game is just amazing to watch. But let's see if Metuchen can come back. Things are getting hype in the booth for at least me. I'm enjoying every second of this, but
I'm not enjoying this at all. I don't know what
I'm
you're
really
enjoying.
excited for Metuchen to come back. Looks like the extra point is good.
Oh boy.
Now this is it. This is where John Balesta, this is where Aiden O'Leary, this is where everybody proves themselves. They've already proved themselves, but this is where it comes in at clutch time. John Balesta is a new QB. He had 2 phenomenal games, and this is going to be his first time where he's ever in crunch time. He destroyed Highland Park 40-6 last game, so he did amazing, and this is really the first time he ever is under any pressure toward the end of a game. And you know what? Let's talk about South River versus Metuchen for a second, because I think it's kind of important to talk about the history. So, their last 5 games. In 2017, South River beat Metuchen 49-7. And then in 2018, South River beat Metuchen 55-0. In 2019, South River beat Metuchen 43-6.
Wow.
And then in 2020, South River beat Metuchen 29-12. And in 2021, South River beat Metuchen 21-8. So some pretty big defeats by South River to Metuchen. So let's see if Metuchen can, get back at him.
Well, looking just from those scores and the histories, you'd almost say it's like a moral victory that we're this close in the game right now.
Definitely the closest they've been in the past 5 years. So, yeah.
So let's see, who do we got? We got O'Leary and Flood back to return the ball. We got Mikulishin and looks like Cody Gardillo are also back. Let's hope for a good return here from Metuchen.
James out to kick. He's going to kick it to either Matt. They're going to squib it, and he falls down. That is a very smart move by number 62. That is... Oh, it's going to be encroachment, actually. That is Jacob Manley who received the kick, and honestly, I reward him for his selflessness. He didn't want to run the ball for an extra couple yards. He didn't want to be the hero. He knew exactly what to do. He fell down.
The last thing, man, our starting center wanted was to run the ball. He made a really nice play there to handle that onside kick, and it bounced right up into his chest. It was a very hard ball to handle. So let's see what South River does here. I think the up front players are going to have to be a little more aware of an onside kick here. That's what it looks like he's lining up for, possibly. Let's see. Nope.
Oh,
It's a
another
squib
squib,
kick.
and it's recovered by Flood, and he's getting some good yardage down at around the 50. All right, so
That's a nice return by Flood. We're in business here.
for the viewers that are joining us right now, the 54 viewers actually that are here right now, we have a game. It is 28-21. It is a 7-point game. We got 3 minutes and 49 seconds left, and this is it for Metuchen. If they don't make this, it's pretty much gone. But if they can, it will be a game for the ages against their rival South River. They've lost 5 of the last 5, and I believe that Metuchen has a chance to turn it around. So a very hard-fought game for Metuchen. A lot of unluckiness, a lot of cramps, but I think they could pull out and do this. So we really have a game. This is crunch time. Let's go. Metuchen at the 48-yard line.
Cardillo and Toth in the backfield.
Fakes it and passes it to Toth on a screen. And Toth fights for extra yardage but gets tackled for a loss. Now they got to quickly huddle it back if they want to get any more plays done. Quickly, there. John Ballesta is quickly going to his coach, getting the play. But something to note, the Bulldogs only have 1 timeout. The heat has been a major problem for them. They need to get water. They need to get, drinks. They need to rest up. So they really need to use their timeouts to, rest up all their players. But that 1 timeout's going to come in handy. I could feel it. All right, John Ballesta about to take the snap. And he fakes it to Toth. And John Ballesta throws it to Connor Larson. A bit underthrown.
He had Larson open. He also had Grombiski underneath open. It's a shame he wasn't able to connect, but it was a well-designed play. So now we're looking at 3rd and 10. Obviously, with 3 minutes left, we're in four down territory here. So this is exactly what Henry had asked for. He wanted a real close game near the end, and this is what he got. What he asked for, and I hope everybody's happy out there. I know I'm not. I would have preferred a nice big win here, but
I'd be happier if Metuchen won. Looks like it's going to be a sweep to Evan Toth. Evan Toth has some room, and he pummels that defense. Oh! Looks like it might have been popped out at the end, but the play was called dead before then. Nothing to worry about. Evan Toth limping to the sideline.
So it looks like it's going to be 4th and about 6. Metuchen's going to have to go for this. Toth goes to the sidelines. This could be the game right here, depending on this play.
Really could.
Let's see what happens.
4th and 6. This is real right now. What can they do? The bleachers shaking,
like
and there's going to be a flag.
We got a flag on the play. Let's see what the call
is.
is.
It's a false start on Metuchen.
This is what we've been talking about all day. The penalties hurt, and this is what get coaches crazy.
Yep. Penalties, penalties, penalties. That has been the story for today. Penalties, cramps, and bad luck. Those are the 3 main topics for today's game with Metuchen. But it's 4th and 11. Let's see what they can do. Still got a lot of opportunities left their way.
Not really. We don't have many opportunities, do we?
No, I'm just saying that. We don't have any opportunities.
Better.
Nope. But let's see if Metuchen can convert. It's a bad snap. No!
Oh, boy.
No! That is tough for Metuchen. That's a turnover on downs, and that might be it. I want to keep my viewers on for the next 2 minutes and 1 second,
but 2
but
minutes here.
That might be it.
Oh, we got to hope that Metuchen maybe forces a fumble here.
Hey, it's always possible, right? There could always be a fumble going on.
That was a really tough series right there from Metuchen.
Yeah, that is tough. That is really tough. Bad luck for Metuchen. Like I said, been the story for today. Penalties and bad luck.
It's not, penalties have been the story. The bad luck was on that fumble, the possible fumble we could have had open in the 4th quarter. that was bad luck that we didn't get to recover it, and the whistle blew earlier on it. But let's see what we got. Handoff to Armstrong. He's going to the left.
Oh, my God.
He's got some running room
Looks
down
like
the
he
sideline.
slides. They're playing conservatively, and that
He
first
slides
down
out.
might be it.
He makes sure, very smart play by
Yeah.
Armstrong. He didn't go out of bounds. He slid to keep the clock running. We got 150 going down to 148. Clock's ticking.
Yeah. I don't think the Bulldogs have enough timeouts to get like one last Hail Mary done. Sideline is frustrated.
We're down to 138, 36. The Rams using the clock. They're
Yep.
coming out.
Want to run out the game clock. Wrong sport. And they're going to hand it off to Armstrong, and
Flood
Flood
makes a nice
says
tackle.
no. And are the Bulldogs going to time out?
They
Oh,
called
it's an injury.
timeout.
Wow.
Number 2 is getting up a little slow. That's James. So we got 1:13 left. No timeouts left for Metuchen. It's not looking too good right now.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs or the Rams are just going to kneel this.
A lot of positive things today, from Metuchen.
Yeah.
That if they do lose this game, they could take home with them. They stayed with a strong South River team that they've lost 5 times in a row to. We found an excellent replacement for Ike Bush and myself. So when Ike comes back, I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he could do the chains out there, or maybe help with the Gatorade. Because I think a lot of people are going to be talking about the team of me and you, Henry and Matt.
Henry and Matt.
Yeah, I think that's another positive. But right now, knock wood, no one was hurt. We only had cramps, so we have no injuries, which is the most important thing that you want to walk away from a high school game with. But it looks like South River's in the victory formation now. They're going to take a knee. Metuchen can't stop the clock. That should do it right here. One more snap, and that'll be the end of the game.
And a very devastating loss for Metuchen.
It was really tough because I really it really did look like Metuchen was going to win this game.
Yes, let's call back to some missed opportunities right around to the left. You can't really see it on your screen right now, but to the left, there was a time where John Balesta threw it up, picked off. There's also a time where they fumbled and Evans Hoth seemed to have it, but just unlucky, got to the sideline.
What really hurt were the penalties, but we can't forget about the 2 long passes from Parker Lane to
superhero Parker Lane.
Those were 2 big plays in the game that really hurt. Where Metuchen had stopped them, they were doing a great job playing defense, and those 2 big plays hurt. But Metuchen played great today. They really did. It gives us some hope for the rest of the season. They did the best they could. They left it all on the field. So, what do you think, Henry? What's your final sign-off here?
Well, I mean, Metuchen played a great game.
No, not about the game. I was like, do you want me or Ike?
What?
Who do you want next week, me or Ike? I'm more concerned about that.
I like both of you guys.
Okay,
yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a very diplomatic
answer. You guys
answer.
are both amazing commentators to work with. So.
But thanks a lot. It was a great time. I'm glad coming in, Henry. You did an awesome job. It was a great game. And I look forward to next week. Hopefully it'll be a victory for Metuchen.
Yep.
Thanks a lot.
This is Henry Cea and Matt Moore signing off.